In the bustling streets of Chicago, single mom Abigail Turner watched her daughter Lily's face light up at a stranger's kindness, never expecting that stranger was billionaire Maxwell Hayes. What started as a simple thank you spiraled into a love that challenged everything she believed about trust, money, and second chances. If that moment of unexpected connection already has you reaching for tissues, drop a below right now and tell me you're ready for the full emotional ride. Welcome back, my wonderful family and friends. If you're tuned in and ready to dive into today's story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. Tomorrow, I'll be bringing you another exciting story you definitely don't want to miss. So, let's get started. Abigail Turner hurried through the crowded sidewalk outside Lily's elementary school in Logan Square, the late afternoon sun slanting low and golden across cracked pavement. 32, dark auburn hair pulled into a practical ponytail, freckles across her nose from too many summers without sunscreen. She wore her usual uniform. Jeans faded from too many washes, a soft gray sweater, sensible sneakers that had seen better days. In one hand, Lily's backpack. In the other, Lily's small hand, warm, trusting, the anchor that kept Abigail moving forward every day. Lily, 7 years old, gap-toothed smile, curly hair the color of cinnamon, skipped beside her, chattering about the class pet rabbit and how it had nibbled her shoelace during recess. "Mom, can we get ice cream, please? I was good all day." Abigail laughed, tired but genuine. "Maybe tomorrow, bug. We've got spaghetti waiting at home, and homework first." Lily pouted dramatically but didn't argue. She never did when Abigail used the bug nickname. It was their thing. Started when Lily was a toddler and Abigail was still figuring out how to be a mom alone. The divorce from Mark had been 3 years ago. Clean on paper, messy in reality. He'd wanted the city life, the promotions, the freedom. Abigail wanted stability for Lily. They'd split amicably enough, but the child support checks were sporadic, and the emotional support non-existent. Abigail worked as a part-time graphic designer from home, and picked up shifts at a local coffee shop to make ends meet. The apartment was small, the budget tight, but they had each other. That was enough. Most days. Tonight, though, the car had other ideas. The old Honda Civic coughed once in the school parking lot, then died with a pathetic sputter. Abigail popped the hood, stared at the engine like it might confess its sins, then sighed. Lily peered up. "Is it broken again?" "Seems like it." Abigail pulled out her phone, battery at 8%. AAA membership had lapsed months ago. She glanced around. Parents pulling away, teachers waving goodbye. No one she knew well enough to ask for a jump. A black SUV, sleek, tinted windows, pulled up beside them. The driver's door opened. Maxwell Hayes stepped out, 44, tall, broad-shouldered, dark hair silvering at the temples, eyes the color of storm clouds over Lake Michigan. He wore a charcoal overcoat over a tailored suit, no tie, top button undone. The kind of man who turned heads without trying. CEO of Hayes Innovations, tech, real estate, philanthropy when it suited the brand. Net worth in the billions. Reputation. Brilliant, ruthless, untouchable. He'd been at the school for a donor meeting. Quiet contribution to the STEM program. No fanfare. Heading back to his car when he saw the woman and child beside the stalled vehicle. "Need a hand?" His voice was low, calm, with the faint Midwestern clip he'd never quite lost. Abigail straightened. "We're okay. Just a dead battery, I think." He glanced at the engine. "Looks like the alternator. Or the starter. Either way, it's not starting tonight." Lily stared up at him, wide-eyed. "You're tall." Maxwell smiled, small, surprised. "I get that a lot." Abigail touched Lily's shoulder. "Thanks for stopping, but we'll call a tow." He pulled out his phone. "I know a guy. Mobile mechanic. He'll be here in 20. No charge. Friend owes me." She hesitated. Pride warred with practicality. Lily shivered in the cooling air. "Fine," Abigail said. "Thank you." He made the call short, efficient. While they waited, Lily tugged his sleeve. "Do you have kids?" Maxwell crouched to her level. "No, but I like rabbits." "What's your class pet's name?" "Mr. Whiskers." They talked, Lily about school, Maxwell listening like it mattered. Abigail watched, arms crossed, guarded but softening at the edges. The mechanic arrived. Quick fix, jump start, advice on replacement. Abigail tried to pay. Maxwell waved it off. It's nothing. She met his eyes, steady, assessing. It's something to me. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Maxwell Hayes. Abigail Turner. And this is Lily. He nodded. Pleasure. He left with a quiet drive safe. Abigail watched the SUV disappear, heart oddly unsteady. The next week, a letter arrived at the school. Anonymous donation to the after-school program Abigail volunteered for. Enough to cover supplies for a year. The principal mentioned it in passing. Abigail knew. She didn't thank him. Not yet. But she noticed him again at the parent-teacher night 2 weeks later. He was there for the donor recognition, standing in the back, unassuming. Their eyes met across the crowded gym. He nodded once. She nodded back. Something shifted. The following Saturday, Lily's school had a fundraiser fair. Bake sales, games, raffles. Abigail manned the face-painting booth, cheeks smudged with glitter, laughing as kids requested unicorns and superheroes. Maxwell appeared near closing. Casual jeans, dark sweater, no entourage. Lily spotted him first. The tall man. He approached, hands in pockets. Thought I'd see Mr. Whisker's school in action. Abigail wiped her hands on a towel. You came. Couldn't resist the cotton candy. Lily grabbed his hand. Come play ring toss. Mom, can he? Abigail hesitated, then smiled. Sure. They played, Maxwell terrible at ring toss, Lily cheering anyway. Abigail watched from the booth, heart doing strange flips to dusk. As the fair wound down, Lily yawned against Maxwell's leg. She's wiped, Abigail said. I can walk you to your car. They did, slow, quiet. Lily between them, holding both hands to the car. Lily hugged Maxwell's legs. You're fun. He ruffled her hair. You're pretty fun yourself. Abigail met his gaze over Lily's head. Thank you for today. He nodded. Anytime. He left. Abigail drove home with Lily asleep in the back seat, the city lights blurring past. For the first time in years, the future felt a little less heavy. If Lily's hug or Maxwell's quiet, anytime, already has you smiling through potential tears, drop a comment with or your favorite moment so far. The school fair lights had long faded behind them, but the memory of Lily's small hand in Maxwell's as they walked to the car lingered in Abigail's mind like the afterglow of fireworks. She replayed it on the drive home. Lily's giggles when he deliberately missed another ring toss throw, the way he crouched low so she could whisper secrets about Mr. Whiskers, the quiet respect in his eyes when Abigail thanked him again at the car door. She told herself it was nothing. A kind stranger. A generous donor. Nothing more. But the next Tuesday, when she dropped Lily off at after-school care, the same program that had mysteriously received that anonymous supply donation, the coordinator pulled her aside. Abigail, we had a volunteer sign up for the homework help table. He specifically asked to work with Lily's grade. Tall guy, quiet. Said you might know him. Abigail's stomach did a slow flip. Maxwell Hayes. The coordinator nodded. He's already here. Been great with the kids. Abigail walked into the multipurpose room slowly, heart thudding louder than it should. There he was. Jeans, navy sweater, sleeves rolled to the elbows, sitting at a low table with 4 second graders, patiently explaining how to carry the 1 in double-digit addition. Lily sat beside him, chin in hands, watching like he was performing magic. He looked up. Their eyes met. He gave a small nod. Nothing pushy, nothing expectant. Abigail exhaled. Walked over. Hi, she said softly. Hi. He stood halfway, polite instinct, then sat again when she waved him down. Lily beamed. Mom, Maxwell is really good at math. He showed me a trick with my fingers. Abigail smiled despite herself. I see that. She lingered a moment, watching him correct a boy's backward 7 without making the child feel small, listening to Lily proudly show him her finished worksheet, then slipped away to help in the art room. But she felt his presence the whole 2 hours, like a low current running under the surface of the ordinary afternoon. When pickup came, Lily ran to her with a drawing. A tall stick figure labeled Max, holding hands with a smaller stick figure labeled Lily, and a medium one labeled Mom. Hearts floated above them. Abigail's throat tightened. Maxwell approached as parents streamed out. "She's a good kid," he said quietly. "Smart. Kind. She is." Abigail met his gaze. "You didn't have to do this. I wanted to. Simple. Honest." She searched his face, looking for the catch, the angle. Found none. "Thank you," she said. "For today. For the supplies. For everything." He nodded once. "You're welcome." He left without asking for her number, without suggesting coffee, without pressing. But he came back the next week. And the week after. He never brought gifts. Never mentioned money. Just showed up, on time, sleeves rolled, ready to help. He learned the kids' names, remembered who hated fractions and who loved dinosaurs. Lily started drawing him into every family picture she made at school. Abigail watched the slow thaw in her daughter's eyes, the way she lit up when he arrived, the way she asked, "Is Max coming today?" Every Tuesday and Thursday. It terrified her. Because Lily had asked about her dad less and less since the divorce, and now a new man was filling that space. Tall, patient, gentle, and Abigail didn't know how to protect her heart or Lily's. From the inevitable fall when he disappeared. One Thursday. Mid-November. First snow dusting the playground. Abigail arrived early to pick Lily up. She found them in the hallway. Maxwell helping Lily zip her coat. Lily chattering about a snowman she wanted to build. Abigail cleared her throat. Maxwell looked up, smiled small, real. "Perfect timing," he said. "We were just debating carrot size for snowman noses." Lily giggled. "He says big ones look silly. I say big ones are the best." Abigail smiled. "Big ones win." They walked out together, three of them, breath fogging in the cold air. Snowflakes caught in Lily's curls. Maxwell pulled a knit hat from his pocket. Simple gray, brand new, and tugged it gently onto Lily's head. "Borrowed from a friend's kid," he said before Abigail could protest. "Too small for anyone else." Lily beamed. "It's perfect." At the car, Lily climbed in the back seat. Abigail turned to Maxwell. "You're good with her," she said quietly. "Really good. She makes it easy." Silence stretched, snow falling thicker now, muffling the city sounds. Abigail swallowed. "I don't know what you want from this." He looked at her, direct, unguarded. "I want to know you. Both of you. No agenda. No timeline. Just time." Her heart hammered. "I don't date. Not really. Not since. I know." He stepped closer, slow, careful. "I'm not asking for a date. I'm asking for coffee. Or a walk. Or another afternoon helping with homework. Whatever you're comfortable with." She studied him, snowflakes melting on his dark coat, eyes steady. "Why me?" she asked. "You could have anyone. Because you don't want anything from me." His voice was low, rough. "Because when Lily looks at me, it's not because of my name or my bank account. It's because I listened to her story about the rabbit. Because you look at me the same way, like I'm just a guy who showed up." Tears stung her eyes, sudden, unwelcome. "I'm scared," she whispered. "I know." He didn't reach for her, didn't move closer. "I'm scared too. I've spent years making sure no one got close enough to hurt me, or to need me. But Lily, you make me want to be needed." The words landed heavy. She looked at Lily through the car window, already buckled in, waving at them both. "Okay," Abigail said softly. "Coffee. Saturday. Lily's with my mom that day." His shoulders relaxed just a fraction. "Saturday." He walked away through the snow. Abigail sat in the driver's seat a long moment, hands trembling on the wheel. Saturday came. Gray, blustery, the kind of Chicago wind that cut through coats. They met at a small cafe in Wicker Park. Exposed brick, mismatched chairs, the smell of fresh scones and dark roast. Maxwell arrived first. Jeans, sweater, no overcoat despite the cold. He stood when she entered. She wore her favorite green scarf. The one Lily said made her look like a forest fairy, and felt suddenly ridiculous. They ordered black coffee for him, chai latte for her, sat in a corner booth. Conversation started careful. Weather, the school, Lily's latest obsession with drawing dragons. Then he asked, "Tell me about you." Before Lily, before everything. She traced the rim of her cup. "I used to illustrate children's books. Freelance. Loved it. Then Mark, my ex, got promoted. We moved here for his job. I stopped working to be home with Lily when she was born. When we split, I had to start over. Graphic design pays okay, but the coffee shop shifts help with bills." He listened. Really listened. "You miss the books?" "Every day." She smiled sadly. "But Lily's worth it." He nodded. "She's lucky to have you." She looked at him long, searching. "What about you? Why no family? No kids?" He exhaled. "Grew up in foster care. Bounced around. Learned early that people leave when things get hard. So I made sure things never got hard, built walls, built a company, built distance. Relationships. They always wanted something. Money. Status. I got good at giving it so they'd leave faster." She reached across, slow, touched his hand. "That sounds lonely." It was. He turned his hand, laced their fingers. "Until I met a little girl who didn't care who I was. And her mom who cared too much." Her breath caught. They talked for hours, past closing time, until the barista started stacking chairs. They walked out into the wind, scarves wrapped tight at her car. She stopped. "Thank you for today," she said. He looked down at her. Snowflakes in his lashes now. "Can I see you again?" She smiled, small, brave. "Yes." He leaned in slow, giving her time to pull away. She didn't. Their first kiss was gentle. Cold lips, warm breath, snow swirling around them like confetti. When they parted, she whispered, "Slow, okay?" "Slow," he promised. The next weeks were a quiet unfolding that he kept volunteering. She started texting him good night. Lily started asking when Max was coming over for dinner. One evening, early December, Abigail invited him to their apartment for spaghetti. Nothing fancy, just 3 plates, garlic bread from the freezer, Lily's favorite cartoon on low in the background. Maxwell arrived with a bottle of sparkling cider. No wine, just in case Lily wants some bubbles. Lily set an extra place at the tiny table, chattering non-stop. During dinner, Lily asked the question Abigail had dreaded. "Max, are you Mommy's boyfriend?" The room went still. Abigail froze, fork halfway to her mouth. Maxwell looked at Abigail. Asking permission with his eyes, she gave the tiniest nod that he turned to Lily. "I'd like to be, if that's okay with you." Lily thought seriously. "Do you like spaghetti?" "Love it." "Do you like dragons?" "Very much." "Then yes." She grinned. "You can be Mommy's boyfriend." Abigail laughed, teary, relieved. After Lily went to bed, teeth brushed, story read by Maxwell in a dramatic dragon voice, they sat on the couch. Abigail leaned into him. "She likes you. A lot. I like her. A lot." He kissed her temple. "And her mom." They kissed. Deeper this time, slower, the kind of kiss that promised more than it took. But the world outside didn't stay quiet. Monday morning, Abigail opened her email to find a message from the school principal. Urgent. Funding concerns. The anonymous donor who supported after-school programs has been linked to Hayes Innovations. Some parents have raised questions about potential influence. We need to discuss transparency. Her stomach dropped. She called Maxwell. He answered on the first ring. "Hey, the school knows. About you. About the donation." Silence. "I never meant to hide it," he said quietly. "I just didn't want it to be about that. It is now." She heard him exhale. "I'll fix it." "No," her voice sharp. Don't call anyone. Don't write checks. Let me handle it." "Abigail." "No, softer now. If this is going to work, you can't solve every problem with money. Not anymore." He was quiet a long time. "Okay," he said finally. "But if it gets bad?" I'll tell you. She hung up. That evening, she met with the principal, calm, professional. Explained the donation was personal, no strings, no influence. Offered to step back from volunteering if needed. The principal softened. We don't want that. The kids love you. And him. We just need to be careful with perception. Abigail nodded. I understand. She left feeling bruised, but standing. When she told Maxwell later, over the phone, Lily already asleep, he listened without interrupting. I'm proud of you, he said when she finished. For what? For standing your ground. For protecting what matters. She closed her eyes. I'm scared this will keep happening. Your world crashing into mine. I know. His voice rough. But I'm not going anywhere. The next crisis came faster than either expected. Lily woke up with a fever 2 days before Christmas. High, fast. Abigail took her to urgent care. Strep throat, aggressive strain. Antibiotics prescribed, but the pharmacy was out of stock until after the holiday. The only option, a specialty pharmacy downtown, expensive, cash only for uninsured portions. Abigail stared at the bill. $3.80. She didn't have liquid. She called her mom, voicemail. Called Mark, straight to voicemail. Tears burned. Then her phone buzzed. Maxwell. Everything okay? Lily's light isn't on upstairs. She stared at the message. Typed. Lily's sick. Pharmacy issue. I'll figure it out. His reply came instantly. Where are you? Urgent care on Milwaukee. Stay there. I'm coming. 20 minutes later he walked in. Coat dusted with snow, carrying a small pharmacy bag. Generic amoxicillin, he said quietly. They had it at the 24-hour place near my office. She stared. How much? Doesn't matter. Maxwell. He crouched in front of her. Lily asleep in the waiting room chair beside them. I didn't buy your way out, he said softly. I just couldn't sit at home knowing she needed medicine. If you want to pay me back, fine. We can set up a payment plan. Or you can make me spaghetti for a year. Whatever you need to feel okay. Tears slipped down her cheeks. She took the bag. Looked inside, prescription, plus children's acetaminophen, a stuffed dragon, a pack of glow-in-the-dark stars for Lily's ceiling. You thought of everything, she whispered. I thought of her. He brushed a tear from her cheek. And you? Lily stirred. Max. He smiled. Hey, dragon girl. Got something for you. He handed her the stuffed dragon. Lily hugged it tight. Abigail looked at him, raw, open. I love you, she said, quiet, certain. His breath caught. I love you too, he whispered. Both of you. They sat there, 3 of them in a cold waiting room while snow fell outside. And for the first time, Abigail let herself believe it might last. If the pharmacy moment, the stuffed dragon, the quiet, I love you, in the waiting room, has your heart squeezing? Drop a comment below. The snow kept falling outside Abigail's apartment window that night after the urgent care run. Thick, silent flakes that muffled the city until it felt like the world had shrunk to just the 3 of them. Lily slept in her small bedroom, stuffed dragon tucked under her chin, fever finally breaking thanks to the medicine Maxwell had brought. Abigail sat on the couch with her knees drawn up, wrapped in the same blanket she'd used when Lily was a newborn. Maxwell sat beside her, not touching, but close enough that she could feel the warmth radiating from him. She stared at the dragon toy on the coffee table. You bought that on the way. I stopped at a 24-hour drugstore. They had a small aisle of toys. Figured it might make her smile when she woke up. Abigail traced the dragon's embroidered wing with her fingertip. It did. She hugged it like it was alive. Maxwell watched her. Quiet, patient. She turned to him. I said I love you back there, in a waiting room, with fluorescent lights and crying babies. Not exactly romantic. His mouth curved, small, tender. Felt pretty romantic to me. She laughed softly, exhausted, relieved. You're impossible. I'm yours. Simple. Certain. She leaned her head on his shoulder. He wrapped an arm around her, slow, careful, like he was still afraid she might vanish. They stayed like that until the snow stopped and the streetlights turned the room pale blue. The next morning Lily woke bright-eyed, fever gone, demanding pancakes. Maxwell stayed, flipped batter at the tiny stove while Abigail set the table. Lily perched on a stool, chattering about how the dragon's name was now Sparkles, and how he was going to be her protector from bad dreams. Abigail caught Maxwell's eye over Lily's head. He winked, quick, conspiratorial.it felt dangerously normal. But normal was fragile. Monday morning brought the first real crack. Abigail opened her email at the kitchen table while Lily ate cereal. A message from the school principal, CC to the PTA president and the after-school coordinator. Subject: transparency and donor relations following recent inquiries from several parents. We've reviewed the anonymous contributions to our after-school program. While we appreciate the generosity, we must ensure all support aligns with district guidelines on conflicts of interest and perceived influence. Mr. Hayes's volunteer involvement has been noted. We'd like to schedule a brief meeting with Abigail Turner and Mr. Hayes to discuss how best to proceed. Abigail's stomach nodded. She forwarded it to Maxwell with one line. They want a meeting. About you. About us. His reply came in under a minute. I'll be there. Whatever time works. She stared at the screen. Part of her wanted to handle it alone, to prove she could protect their little bubble without his name or his resources smoothing the way. But another part, the tired, honest part, knew this wasn't just her fight anymore. The meeting was set for Wednesday after school. Principal's office, closed door, no kids allowed. Abigail arrived early, palms damp. Maxwell walked in 5 minutes later. Suit jacket over jeans, no tie, looking every inch the man who could buy the building they were standing in but choosing not to act like it. The principal, Mrs. Delgado, greeted them politely. The PTA president, Karen, a woman Abigail had always liked until this moment, sat with arms crossed. Mrs. Delgado opened a folder. We value Mr. Hayes's contributions and his time with the children, but several parents have expressed concern about the optics. Large donations followed by personal involvement with a parent volunteer. It raises questions. Karen leaned forward. We're not accusing anyone of anything improper, but perception matters. Some families feel the program is being influenced. Abigail felt heat rise in her cheeks. Influenced how? Maxwell has never asked for special treatment for Lily. He's never even mentioned the donation to me until I brought it up. Mrs. Delgado nodded. We understand. But guidelines require separation between donors and direct beneficiaries. Maxwell spoke. Calm. Measured. I'm happy to step back from volunteering if that resolves the concern. The donations were made through a blind foundation account. No expectation of access or favor. Karen's eyes narrowed. But you're dating Abigail now. That's not blind. The room went still. Abigail felt the air leave her lungs. Maxwell didn't flinch. We're in a relationship, yes. That doesn't change the fact that my involvement with the program predates it. And it doesn't change the fact that every child in that room benefits equally. Karen opened her mouth. Mrs. Delgado raised a hand. Let's not escalate. Mr. Hayes, if you're willing to pause volunteering for the remainder of the school year, we can table the donor discussion and move forward. Abigail looked at Maxwell. He met her eyes. Silent question. She gave the tiniest nod. I'll step back, he said. Karen exhaled. Thank you. The meeting ended. In the hallway. Abigail leaned against the lockers, eyes closed. Maxwell stood beside her. Close, not touching. I'm sorry, he said quietly. Don't be. She opened her eyes. You handled it perfectly, but it hurts. Lily's going to ask why you're not coming anymore. I'll still see her, just outside school. Abigail nodded, slow, heavy. That night Lily asked the question over mac and cheese. Where's Max tomorrow? Is he sick? Abigail swallowed. He's not sick, Bug. Some grown-up rules at school say he can't volunteer right now. But he still wants to see you. We can have him over for dinner soon. Lily poked at her noodles. Because he's your boyfriend? Abigail's heart squeezed. Partly. Yes. Lily looked up, serious. I don't want him to go away like Daddy did. The words landed like a punch. Abigail pulled Lily into her lap. He's not going away. Promise. Sometimes grown-ups make rules that feel unfair, but Max isn't leaving us. Lily buried her face in Abigail's sweater. Okay. But the doubt lingered in her small voice. The tension didn't ease. It coiled tighter. Maxwell kept his word. No volunteering. But he showed up in other ways, quiet, careful ways. He texted Lily good morning dragon facts. He sent Abigail voice notes when she was working late at the coffee shop. His voice low, steady, telling her she was doing great, that he was proud. He dropped off groceries on her porch once. Bags from the farmer's market, no note, just a single dragon sticker on the top bag. Lily found it, grinned. Max! Abigail stared at the sticker, throat tight. Christmas came, quiet, cozy. Abigail's mom flew in from Milwaukee. They decorated a small tree, baked cookies, watched old movies. Maxwell joined them Christmas Eve, invited by Lily, who'd drawn him a card with 3 stick figures under a star. He arrived with arms full. A board game for Lily, a bottle of wine for the adults, and a small wrapped package for Abigail. Inside, a leather-bound sketchbook, thick paper, beautiful weight, and a set of professional colored pencils, the kind she used to dream about when she still illustrated for a living. She ran her fingers over the cover. Max? For when you have time again, he said softly. No pressure. Just possibility. She kissed him, quick, grateful, while Lily and her mom pretended not to notice. Later, after Lily was in bed and her mom had retired to the guest room, they sat on the couch in the dark, tree lights flickering. I hate that you can't be at the school, Abigail whispered. I hate it too. He pulled her closer. But I'd rather lose Tuesdays than lose this. She rested her head on his chest. Karen's been cold to me, whispers in the pickup line. Looks, I feel like I'm being punished for falling in love. He tensed. I can talk to. No, she lifted her head. Don't. It'll make it worse. I need you to keep being you. The you who shows up without fixing everything. He kissed her forehead. I'm trying. January brought colder days and colder shoulders. The whispers turned into a small petition, circulated quietly among a handful of parents, asking the school to review volunteer policies regarding donor relationships. Nothing official, just enough to make Abigail feel watched every time she walked into the building. Lily noticed. Why is Mrs. Karen mad at you, Mom? She's not mad, Bug. Just confused. Lily frowned. Because Max is rich? Abigail sighed. Something like that. One afternoon, Lily at a playdate. Abigail met Maxwell at a park near the lakefront. Wind off Lake Michigan cut like knives. They walked bundled up, breath fogging. I'm thinking of pulling Lily from after school, she said. He stopped. Why? Because it's not safe for her anymore. The tension. The looks. I don't want her caught in it. Maxwell shoved his hands deeper into his pockets. This is my fault. No, she turned to him. It's theirs. But I can't let her feel it. He looked out at the gray water. I could step away completely. No contact. Let the rumors die. The words hung sharp. Abigail felt her chest cave. Is that what you want? No, his voice cracked. God, no. But if it protects her. She stepped closer, took his face in her gloved hands. Don't you dare disappear to fix this. We're in this together. We figure it out together. He searched her eyes. You sure? I'm sure. They kissed, fierce, cold-lipped, wind whipping around them. But the storm wasn't over. February brought the next wave. Abigail's ex, Mark, surfaced, out of the blue, after months of silence, called her at work. Lily's teacher mentioned some billionaire guy hanging around. What's going on, Abby? She gripped the phone. None of your business. He's not trying to buy his way into her life, is he? Because I'm still her father. Anger flared. You're barely her checkbook. Don't start pretending now. Silence. Then, I'm thinking of filing for more custody time. Courts look at stability. A single mom dating a high-profile guy could get complicated. The threat landed. She hung up, told Maxwell that night, over takeout in her kitchen, Lily asleep. He went still. He can't. He can try. And he'll drag your name through it. The media will love it. Maxwell stared at the table. I'll get my lawyers on it. Quietly. Protect you both. No lawyers. Her voice firm. Not yet. I'll talk to him. Set boundaries. Maxwell looked up, tormented. I hate this. I hate that my world is hurting you. She reached across, took his hand. Your world isn't hurting me. Small-minded people are. And an ex who's scared of losing the little he has left. But we're stronger than that. He squeezed her fingers. I don't want to lose you. You won't. But doubt crept in. At night, when Lily asked why Daddy never called anymore, when Abigail saw another sidelong glance at pickup, when Mark sent a curt text, we need to talk about custody. Soon. The tension coiled tighter. Valentine's Day arrived. Gray, sleeting. Maxwell showed up at her door with a single red rose and a picnic basket. Sandwiches, hot chocolate, heart-shaped cookies Lily had helped him make the week before the school stepped back. They ate on the living room floor, blanket spread, Lily in pajamas, giggling as Maxwell pretended the cookies were magic and made them disappear into his mouth. After Lily went to bed, Abigail and Maxwell sat on the couch, her head in his lap, his fingers combing through her hair. I'm sorry this has been so hard, he whispered. She turned her face into his palm. It's worth it. You're worth it. He leaned down, kissed her, slow, deep, full of everything they hadn't said. I want forever with you, he murmured against her lips. With Lily. With all the mess and the beauty. Tears slipped down her temples. Me too. They held each other, long, quiet, while sleet tapped the windows. But the next morning, Abigail woke to a text from Mark. Meeting with my lawyer next week. I want joint custody. And I want to know exactly who this Hayes guy is to my daughter. She stared at the screen. The storm had arrived. If Mark's custody threat, Lily's quiet, why doesn't Daddy call? Or that sleet-tapped Valentine's promise of forever has your stomach in knots. Drop a comment below. The custody papers arrived on a Tuesday in late February. Certified mail. Stark white envelope with the county court seal. Abigail found it on the mat when she came home from her morning shift at the coffee shop. Lily already at school. She carried it inside like it was radioactive, set it on the kitchen table unopened, and stared at it while the kettle screamed behind her. When Maxwell arrived that evening, carrying takeout tie because Lily loves the spring rolls, he saw the envelope immediately. Abigail hadn't moved it all day. He set the bags down slowly. What is it? She pushed it toward him. Mark filed. Joint custody. He wants weekends, holidays, decision-making rights. And he named you in the filing. Says your high-profile involvement creates an unstable environment. Maxwell's jaw tightened. He opened the envelope carefully, scanned the pages. Legal language swam across the paper. Best interests of the child, potential influence of non-family member, media exposure risks. He set it down. This is leverage. He wants more support money, or attention, or both. Abigail wrapped her arms around herself. He hasn't seen her in 6 months. Doesn't call. But now he's suddenly father of the year because I'm dating someone with money? Maxwell reached for her hand. She let him take it, but her fingers were cold. I can make this go away, he said quietly. My lawyers can bury it before it reaches a judge. Motion to dismiss. Character affidavits. Financial records showing he's inconsistent. No, her voice cracked. No lawyers. No money. Not yet. He searched her face. Abigail, this isn't about pride anymore. This is about Lily. I know. Tears welled. But if I let you fight this with your world, I lose something. I lose the part of me that's kept us safe all these years. The part that says we don't need anyone to rescue us. He exhaled, long, pained. Then what do? We talk to him, face to face. I set boundaries. Lily stays with me. Full custody. He can have supervised visits if he earns them. Maxwell nodded slowly. I'll go with you. No firm. This is between me and Mark. You being there turns it into a power play. I need him to see I'm not afraid. That we're not afraid. He looked like he wanted to argue, every protective instinct screaming, but he swallowed it. Okay, but I'll be waiting outside. And if anything feels off, you text. One word. I'll be there. She squeezed his hand. Deal. They ate dinner in near silence. Lily chattered about a school project on penguins. Oblivious. Afterward, Maxwell read her a story. His voice steady, even though his heart wasn't. When Lily hugged him goodnight, she whispered, "Don't let the bad guys get us, Max." He kissed her forehead. Never, dragon girl. After she was asleep, Abigail and Maxwell sat on the couch. Lights off, only the glow from the street lamp outside. "I'm terrified," she admitted. "I know." He pulled her into his lap, held her tight. "But you're not alone. Not anymore." They kissed, slow, desperate, like they were memorizing each other in case the world tried to take this away. The meeting with Mark was set for Saturday at a neutral spot, a small park cafe near his apartment in Lincoln Park. Abigail arrived early, heart hammering. Maxwell parked 2 blocks away, engine running, ready. Mark showed up 10 minutes late. Jeans, hoodie, same easy smile that used to make her heart skip. Now it just made her tired. They sat outside despite the chill. Coffee between them. Mark spoke first. "You look good, Abby." "Don't." She kept her voice even. "This isn't social. You filed for custody." "Why now?" He shrugged. "I miss her. I've been thinking a lot. I want to be in her life more." "You had 3 years to be in her life more. You chose not to." "I was working, building something." "So was I." She leaned forward. "I built her world. Alone. And now you want half because what? You see me happy with someone else and it stings." Mark's jaw tightened. "It's not about him. It's about Lily. It's always been about Lily for me." Her voice rose slightly. "You send checks when you remember. You call maybe twice a year. And now you want weekends? Holidays? Decision-making? You haven't earned that." He looked away. "The courts don't care about earned. They care about stability. And a billionaire boyfriend isn't exactly low-key." Abigail laughed, cold, sharp. "There it is. You're scared of losing control. Scared she'll love someone more than she loves the idea of you." Mark's eyes flashed. "You think he's going to stick around? Guys like that get bored. Then what? She gets attached, he leaves, and I'm left picking up pieces." Abigail leaned in. "He's not leaving. And even if he did, Lily and I would survive. We always have. But you don't get to use my relationship as a weapon. You don't get to threaten us because you're jealous." Silence stretched, tense, brittle. Mark exhaled. "I don't want to fight. I want to see her. Then earn it." Abigail's voice softened. "Not forgiveness, but boundary. Supervised visits. Start small. Show up consistently. No lawyers. No court. Just you proving you can be the dad she deserves." He studied her, long searching. "You'd let me do that? If you're serious." "Yes." Another silence. He nodded once. "Okay, I'll call next week. Set something up." She stood. "Don't make me regret this." She walked away, back straight, heart pounding. Maxwell met her at the car. Didn't ask questions. Just opened the door, let her slide in, then drove. Halfway home she started crying. Quiet, shaking sobs that he pulled into a side street. Parked, pulled her across the console into his arms. She buried her face in his coat. "I thought he'd fight. I thought he'd push. He might still." Maxwell held her tighter. "But you were incredible. You stood your ground. For Lily. For us." She lifted her head. "I love you. So much it hurts." He kissed her, deep, fierce, tasting salt from her tears. "I love you more than anything. Both of you." They stayed like that until the sobs eased. But the storm wasn't done. Monday, a tabloid hit. Billionaire's secret family drama. Ex-husband fights for custody in love triangle scandal photos. Grainy shots of Abigail and Mark at the cafe. Maxwell's SUV parked nearby. Headlines twisted everything. Hayes's girlfriend in bitter custody battle. Is money buying her silence? The school buzz exploded. Karen cornered Abigail at pickup. We need to talk about how this affects the children. Abigail met her eyes. It affects my child, not yours. Stay out of it. Karen backed off, shocked. Lily came home quiet. Kids at school said mean things about Max, said he's trying to buy me. Abigail's heart shattered. She sat Lily on the couch. Listen to me, Bug. Max loves you because you're you, not because of money. He'd love you if he had nothing. And I love him because he shows up. Every day. No matter what. Lily's lip trembled. Is Daddy taking me away? No, Abigail pulled her close. Daddy might visit more if he's good. But you live with me. Always. Lily hugged her tight. Promise. Promise. That night Abigail called Maxwell, voice shaking. They're hurting her. The rumors. The whispers. I can't let this continue. He was there in 20 minutes. Coat still on, eyes wild. I'm ending it, he said. I'm going public. Full statement. No more hiding. No more letting them twist us. She stared. What statement? I'll tell the truth. Our truth. That I love you. That I love Lily. That I'm stepping back from Hayes Innovations day to day to be here, for real. No more shadows. No more leverage. Tears filled her eyes. You'll lose everything. I already have everything. He cupped her face. You. Her. Us. She searched his eyes, saw only certainty. Okay, she whispered. The next morning he called a press conference. Small, controlled, outside the school, permission granted quietly by Mrs. Delgado, who'd softened after seeing Lily's face. Cameras rolled. Maxwell stood alone, no suit, just jeans and a sweater. Abigail watched from the sidelines, Lily's hand in hers. I've spent years building an empire, he began, thinking success meant power, control, distance. Then I met a woman who showed me strength isn't in money, it's in showing up. And a little girl who taught me love isn't earned, it's given. He looked straight into the lenses. I love Abigail Turner. I love her daughter, Lily. They are my family. Not because of wealth. Despite it, I'm reducing my role at Hayes Innovations to focus on what matters. And to anyone using our lives for headlines or leverage, stop. This is private. This is real. This is ours. He stepped back. Questions erupted. He answered one. Yes, I'm proposing. Today. Gasps. He turned, walked straight to Abigail and Lily. Lily grinned. Really? He dropped to one knee. Right there on the school sidewalk, cameras flashing, snow flurrying around them from his pocket. A simple rose gold band, small diamond, engraved inside. For the ones who chose me back. Abigail Turner, he said, voice rough with emotion. You taught me how to love without conditions. Lily taught me how to be needed. Marry me. Let me be part of your forever. No empires. Just us. Tears streamed down Abigail's face. Lily bounced. Say yes, Mommy. Abigail laughed, joyful, broken open. Yes. He slid the ring on. Stood. Pulled them both into his arms. Lily between them, giggling. Cameras clicked. But in that moment, snow falling, Lily's arms around both their necks, Abigail's lips on his, it didn't matter. The world could watch. They had already chosen each other. Mark called the next day, quiet. I saw the press conference. I'm dropping the filing. I want supervised visits. If that's still okay. Abigail exhaled. It is. Start small. Show up. I will. He did. The school quieted. Karen apologized awkwardly. Mrs. Delgado sent a note. The children miss Mr. Hayes. Doors open when he's ready. But Maxwell didn't rush back. He waited for Abigail's nod, for Lily's comfort. When he returned weeks later, it was as a volunteer again. No fanfare, just him. And every Tuesday Lily ran to him first. If that sidewalk proposal, knee in snow, Lily bouncing, Abigail's tearful, yes. After threats, rumors, and heartbreak, melted you completely. Drop your reaction below. The snow from the sidewalk proposal melted into early spring mud, then bloomed into Chicago's hesitant green. Maxwell's public statement, and the simple, snow-dusted ring on Abigail's finger shifted everything, though not all at once. The headlines faded faster than expected. The world, always hungry for the next scandal, moved on when no dramatic fallout followed. Instead, what followed was quiet, ordinary, and achingly beautiful. Maxwell stepped back from Hayes' innovations the way he'd promised. Quietly, methodically. He retained majority ownership and a seat on the board, but day-to-day control passed to his trusted COO, Elena Vasquez, who'd been running half the operations for years anyway. The stock dipped briefly, then stabilized. Analysts called it a mature pivot toward legacy focus. Shareholders grumbled, then accepted. Maxwell didn't care. He was home by 4 p.m. most days, helping Lily with homework, learning how to braid hair, badly, but persistently, and cooking dinner beside Abigail in their small kitchen. They didn't rush the wedding. Abigail wanted simple, nothing that felt like a billionaire spectacle. Maxwell wanted whatever made her smile. They chose late June, the backyard of the Clinton Hill brownstone Maxwell had quietly bought months earlier. 3 stories, narrow garden, wide stoop. Close enough to Lily's school that she could walk there on nice days. The house was modest by his old standards. Exposed brick, original hardwood. A kitchen big enough for 3 people to move without bumping elbows. Abigail had cried the first time she saw it, not from the size, but from the thoughtfulness. A small art studio on the top floor with north-facing windows and a drafting table already set up. The wedding was 30 people, Lily's classmates, school staff who'd softened after the press conference, Abigail's mom, a few of Maxwell's closest colleagues, Donna Rosa from the community center, who insisted on bringing traceleches anyway. No paparazzi, no live stream, just string lights draped across the garden fence, folding chairs on the grass, and a playlist Lily helped curate. Lots of Disney, a little Al Green for the grown-ups. Lily walked down the makeshift aisle first. White dress with a dragon embroidered on the hem, her request. Basket of rose petals, grinning so wide her cheeks hurt. Then Abigail. Simple ivory sundress. Hair loose with flowers tucked behind one ear. No veil. She carried no bouquet. Instead, she held Lily's hand until they reached Maxwell. He wore a light linen suit. No tie, sleeves rolled. When he saw them coming, his eyes shimmered. He didn't blink. The officiant, a friend of Abigail's mom, kept it short. Abigail's vows came first. I used to think love was something that happened to other people. Something fragile that broke when life got hard. Then you showed up, not with promises, but with presence. You listened to Lily's stories like they were the most important thing in the world. You held me when I was scared and didn't try to fix it, you just stayed. I promised to love you the same way. Every day, in the small moments, through the mess. I choose you, Maxwell Hayes, not because you're rich or powerful, because you're kind, because you're ours. Lily sniffled loudly. Someone handed her a tissue. Maxwell's voice was rough when he spoke. I spent decades running from needing anyone, building walls so high no one could reach me. Then a little girl asked me about snowman noses, and her mom looked at me like I was just a man. Not a headline, not a fortune. You both showed me what family looks like. Not perfect, not easy, but real. I promised to show up every Tuesday, every hard day, every ordinary morning. I promised to love you both without conditions, without control. I choose you, Abigail Turner. I choose Lily. I choose us. Forever. Lily threw her arms around his legs before the officiant could finish. I choose you too. Laughter rippled through the small crowd. Rings exchanged, simple rose gold bands, engraved inside with the date of the school fair where it all began. They kissed, slow, deep, Lily tugging at their hands until they pulled her between them. The reception was laughter, dancing on the grass, Lily teaching Maxwell how to do the floss. He was terrible. Abigail's mom crying happy tears into her wineglass. When the sun set, fairy lights came on, and the music slowed. Maxwell danced with Lily first, her feet on his shoes, arms around his waist, head on his chest. Then he danced with Abigail, her cheek against his, swaying gently. I'm happy, she whispered. I'm home, he answered. They spent the night in the new house. Lily asleep in her new bedroom upstairs, dragon mural already painted on one wall. Abigail and Maxwell tangled in sheets in the master suite. No rush, no performance, just quiet gratitude. Summer slipped into fall. Lily started 3rd grade. Same school, same friends, but now with a confidence that came from knowing she had 2 adults who showed up every day. Maxwell volunteered again, once a week, no more headlines, just him at the homework table, helping with multiplication and listening to playground drama. The whispers stopped. Karen even apologized with a plate of cookies one afternoon. "I was wrong," she said. "You two are good for these kids." Abigail returned to illustrating, small freelance projects at first, then a children's book deal about a dragon who learned to share his fire. Maxwell read every draft aloud to Lily, doing voices for every character. Mark kept his word, supervised visits at first, then unsupervised day trips. He showed up, not perfectly, not every time, but consistently enough that Lily started looking forward to daddy days without fear. Abigail watched from a distance, guarded, but healing. Maxwell never interfered. He just made sure Lily came home safe, happy, and loved. One crisp October evening, exactly a year after the proposal, they hosted a small dinner in the garden. Lily's birthday, 8 now, gap-toothed grin replaced by 2 missing front teeth. Guests: Abigail's mom, Mark, quiet, respectful, sitting at the far end of the table. School friends, Donna Rosa with her famous cake. After candles and cake, Lily stood on a chair. "I have a speech," she announced. Everyone quieted. She looked at Maxwell. "When I was little, I thought daddies only came in one kind. Then Max came. He didn't try to be my daddy right away. He just was there. For math. For dragons. For when I was scared. So I want to say thank you. And I want to ask." She pulled a folded paper from her pocket. Carefully drawn certificate. "Will you adopt me? For real? So you can be my dad on paper too." The garden went silent. Maxwell stared, eyes shining. He looked at Abigail. She nodded. Tears already falling. He stood. Walked to Lily. Crouched so they were eye level. "Dragon girl," he said, voice thick. "There's nothing I want more. Yes. 1,000 times yes." Lily launched into his arms. He held her tight, shoulders shaking. Abigail joined them. 3 of them in a hug that felt like the center of the universe. Mark watched from his seat. Quiet, a small nod of acceptance. He didn't speak. He didn't need to later, after guests left, after Lily fell asleep clutching her certificate. Abigail and Maxwell sat on the stoop, wrapped in a blanket, looking at the stars struggling through city light. "She asked you?" Abigail whispered. "She did. You cried. So did you." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "We're a family. We've been a family for a while," he said. "Now it's official." They sat in silence. Content. Whole. Years passed. Gentle, steady. Lily grew. Tall, fierce, artistic like her mother, kind like her father. She called Maxwell Dad without hesitation. He taught her chess on Sundays, helped her build her first robot for the science fair, cheered loudest at every recital. Abigail's career bloomed. 3 more children's books, each dedicated to the man who showed up. Maxwell consulted for education nonprofits, quietly, no spotlight. They traveled sometimes. Small trips. National parks, beach houses, places where Lily could run free. One evening. Lily 12 now, homework spread across the kitchen table. They sat together, the 3 of them eating spaghetti, still their favorite. Lily looked up. "Tell the story again. The one about how you met." Maxwell smiled. "Once upon a time, there was a little girl with a broken-down car and a mom who didn't need rescuing, and a man who thought he had everything, until he realized he had nothing without them." Abigail reached across, squeezed his hand. Lily grinned. "And then what?" "Then," Maxwell said, eyes on Abigail. "They chose each other, every single day, and it changed everything." Lily sighed happily. "Best story ever." Abigail leaned over, kissed Maxwell's cheek. "Best ending ever." Outside, Chicago hummed. Sirens, laughter, life. Inside, 3 people who'd fought through whispers, threats, and doubt finally rested. Thank you so much for watching my story all the way to the end. Your support means everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.